Greetings, officers of the interweb. I'm Pat Rex11, reviewer of the good, the bad, and the underrated. Now, like many of you other cartoon fans out there, I'm sure you're as disappointed as I am to hear that Gravity Falls was being cancelled.
This show with unique plots, strange creatures, and seemingly simple characters with tons of depth underneath has gained acclaim from critics and audiences alike. Now, for those of you who don't know the plot of the show, shame. But I'll explain it anyway. The show focuses on twins Dipper and Mabel Pines, voiced by Jason Ritter and Kristen Schaal, as they stay with their great uncle Stan, voiced by show creator Alex Hirsch, for the summer, uncovering the mysteries of the seemingly mundane Gravity Falls, Oregon, thanks to a mysterious journal found by Dipper in the woods. This relatively simple premise allowed Gravity Falls to have endless potential, with our protagonists finding gnomes, dinosaurs, candy monsters, ghosts, golf balls, unicorns, psychic midgets, the list goes on. This not only helped the show gain a large audience, but made it my favourite cartoon show airing. Time with friendship is magic.
Yeah, I think Gravity Falls is as good as Ponies, and I also think the film Avatar is seriously overrated. What are you gonna do about it? Huh? What are you gonna do? How are you gonna do that? Ah! Ha! Foolish commenters! I never go on the interweb without my flame shield! Now, although I'm sort of okay with the cancellation for reasons I'll go into later, let's dive into the beginning of the end, even though I'm sure to review lots of episodes later, and take a look at Dipper and Mabel versus the future.
This episode starts with Mabel acting weird, but being funny. Take notes, Teen Titans, go! However, their silliness must wait, as their 13th birthday is on the last day of summer, and they're excited. Yeah, wait till you actually find out what it's like to be a hormonally confused, spot-covered teenager. You'll wish you were 12 again. However, Stan and Seuss come in, also talking about the future.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just realised that both Stan and Seuss are played by Alex Hirsch, so this was all one guy in a booth talking to himself.
The future is coming for us all, dudes. The future! The future!
The future!
I'm sure this topic won't factor into this episode in a heartbreaking way later, just as I'm sure Aragorn dies in the Two Towers. So the twins go off to prepare for their birthday party in the high school hall when Grunkle Ford, the author of the journal voiced by J.K. Simmons, calls down Dipper.
Dipper! My face is on fire! Oh, yes, I'm fine. I just said that to make sure you'd come in here quickly.
But your face is on fire.
Yes, it's much faster than shaving.
Huh. Perhaps I'll give it a whirl. Hey, it worked. Thanks for the tip, Ford. How the hell do I get rid of these burns? Oh yeah, magic. Kind of forget I have it sometimes.
Now I have to ask why someone would name their children Stanford and Stanley and...
I just realised I questioned that in a show that has these.
Schmerbulok.
The future is in the past. Onward, Shuba!
Your face is good. I'm a Seuss.
I really need to get my priorities straight.
But Ford has more on his mind than eliminating facial hair and getting pictures of Spider-Man. He needs Dipper's help to seal an interdimensional rift that could allow Bill Cipher, the main villain of the series and also played by Alex Hirsch, from destroying reality by opening the portal and causing an event called Weirdmageddon that could end our universe.
And side note, if you're playing the Gravity Falls drinking game, don't. I repeat, don't take a sip every time you hear a character voiced by Alex Hirsch, or you will be lying in the floor in a puddle of alcohol within the first 5 minutes of the pilot.
So even though Dipper has his misgivings about leaving Mabel, he goes with Ford, setting up the primary conflict of the episode, choosing between your ambitions and those you love. Definitely a topic close to heart to anyone with ambitions, including me, considering having to balance this with A-levels and possibly having some form of a social life. I can dream! So while Dipper is off having the time of his life with Ford, Mabel is... not. When she goes to the high school with Seuss, she finds their friend Wendy, played by Linda Cardellini, in a line to sign up, talking about the joys that await Mabel in her teenage years.
The worst. Classes get super hard, your body just flat out turns against you, and worst of all, everybody hates you.
Wendy Corduroy?
Friendly tip to anyone joining a school: if you have a surname more than 7 letters long with very few vowels, change it. You got off easy, Pines.
High school in a nutshell.
And so Mabel leaves feeling pretty depressed as Dipper and Ford trek to an unknown location, which Ford reveals to be a crashed UFO, where there's some kind of adhesive that could seal the rift and avert Weird Mageddon. So they journey through the UFO.
Secret code in the background! Secret code! Okay, now searching code ciphers and... Oh, it's just random gobbledygook. Bloody aliens.
Once again, while Dipper and Ford search the spaceship, things get worse for Mabel. She tries to invite her friends, Grenda and Candy, to a party, but they're both going away.
Arius is flying me out to Austria to hang out at his castle or whatever that week. He's so clingy!
Sorry, Mabel. My parents send me to music camp this time of year. There is no escape from music camp.
Screw dating royalty and music! Look at that face! How can you deny that face? How? How? How?
So Dipper and Ford continue searching for the adhesive, causing Gravity Falls agriculture to go down the toilet. Rule 1 of spaceships: don't flick switches. Who knows what terrible things could happen?
Where's your mommy?
Donald Trump has been elected president! So Ford has a big question for Dipper. I like that, you sick fuck!
Dipper, I've been thinking. I'm getting too old to investigate Gravity Falls on my own. I need to train an apprentice to help me fight monsters, solve mysteries, and protect this town. And I think I'd like to keep it in the family.
Why am I having uncomfortable flashbacks to my childhood cartoon?
If you join me, if you swear to serve me, if you never speak to your friends again, I will allow them to live. But if you disobey even the smallest request, I will annihilate them, Robin. And I'll make you watch.
However, Ford is much nicer in this request, and even though he's still driving a wedge between Dipper and Mabel, she is good at making friends, and I suppose Ford wouldn't really understand, given how,
What do I do? Stanley! Stanley! Do something!
dysfunctional his relationship with Stan was. It's definitely nicer than threatening to kill her or his friends. You should have offered Robin ice cream, Slade. However, Dipper's nervousness about the apprenticeship seems to disappear as he accidentally finds the adhesive, which Ford praises him for, but accidentally activates a security droid, which I don't think he was too pleased about.
They detect adrenaline. You simply have to not feel any fear, and they won't see you.
Oh, so they were like those stupid aliens from After Earth who made those monsters that could only smell fear and couldn't see it all.
Here's an idea, invading aliens. Why don't you give your robots and creatures eyes? I mean, do they make these things specifically for character conflict as opposed to killing stuff? I think that's my own question.
But Dipper freaks out and Ford is kidnapped, even though he uses the magnet gun to stun the droid in a pretty cool action scene through the sky, and the UFO comes crashing down. Oh my gosh, that was awesome! That was so cool!
And now for something completely different.
Mabel is of course depressed about being alone, but Stan comes and cheers her up.
Nobody likes getting older. But just because you're growing up doesn't mean you have to grow up, you know? I mean, look at me. I'm pushing 70 and I still eat ice cream for dinner.
But I don't want to say goodbye to Gravity Falls.
Hey, at least whatever happens after this summer, you'll still have your brother along with you through thick and thin.
Yeah, save the tears for A-level or whatever the American equivalent is. That's when you really need them. You know, Stan always does act like kind of a jerk, but he's so sweet in these scenes. I'm actually starting to feel better. Meanwhile, Dipper agrees to Ford's offer after showing no fear in front of the other security droid.
Oh, now it comes on. You know what? Bet it was Bill doing this. Illuminati Chaos God jerk.
So, yeah, Dipper comes back to the Mystery Shack and Mabel is not happy. This conflict is often used in cartoons where the hero has to pick between a job or interest in family or friends, but I think it works better here than in many other cases since there is no bad guy, or necessarily a wrong choice either way. Over the course of the series, we've seen how much unraveling the mysteries of Gravity Falls, including finding the author, means to Dipper. Now he has the opportunity to learn from his idol. Of course he's going to take it, and Ford wants to teach him to pass on all his knowledge about the town. He doesn't know Mabel that well, so would underestimate her reaction. On the other hand, Mabel has had an incredibly bad day, having been abandoned by her friends and told the future is bleak. For a usually positive person, this is a big slap to her world. And so Mabel runs off, with Dipper telling Ford he'll reconsider, and finding they mixed up their backpacks. Oh, thank God Mabel didn't fall over. Otherwise I'd be crying right now. Just please don't go into Sweatstown. Please don't.
Thank God there's no hope for humanity.
However, she's approached by Blendon Bladden, a time traveller who she and Dipper help get his job back, and offers to freeze time and Gravity Falls for her.
I need you to get a little gizmo for me from your uncle. Something small. He won't even know it's missing.
Why would he want the rift? It's just technobabble, I guess. You could take it in Doctor Who. I'm sure it'll be...
Oops!
What? Oh my God! I mean, he's usually clumsy, but...
Oh no! Wait!
Oh dear God!
Yup, Bill's back. And now that the gateway between dimensions is opened, he's ready to unleash Weird Mageddon.
What is that?
We're too late! It's the end of the world.
Ow! What the... Huh. I didn't know I could do that.
So that was Dipper and Mabel vs. the Future, and for a show that's usually energetic and unusual fun with some good character analysis, this really somber tone shift towards the end was pretty drastic. Well implemented, but still drastic. The conflict of Dipper choosing between his family and dreams is so compelling and genuine, while Mabel's relatable, given her misfortune this episode, making her questionable action at the end of practically stealing from Dipper more forgivable. Despite coming off as a tempter, Ford remains likeable, which is really impressive to pull off, and damn, that last scene with Bill completely took me by surprise. So in the end, this episode is a heartbreaking and epic beginning to what is measuring up to be an awesome finale to an awesome show. Now, as I said at the beginning, I'm sort of okay with the show's cancellation. Many of you may be surprised given how angry I was for the early cancellation of all the recent great superhero shows in my Let's Get Serious review, but here's the difference. Those shows were cut short by their network, while Alex Hirsch is ending the show himself. If the creator of the show feels like he's told enough stories and exhausted all the potential he can, I'll stand with him. And it's good that Mr. Hirsch doesn't want Gravity Falls to join the ranks of the many animated shows around today that have gone on way past their sell-by date. I'm still disappointed that Gravity Falls is ending so soon, but it had a good run, and Weird Mageddon is measuring up to be a satisfactory finale. I'll be sure to review all the 3 parts later. I mean, I need time for my emotions to heal before the happiest place on earth gives them another beating.
Thank you for 2 excellent seasons of the show, Mr. Hirsch, and I'll be sure to support all your projects in the future. As long as they're not related to fishhooks. I am PatRex11, thank you for watching.